If your NVMe drive is struggling to keep up with your system's demands, it's time for an upgrade. Lagging load times and sluggish file transfers can be a real headache. That's why in this video, we'll explore the top 5 best NVMe SSDs of 2024 that will supercharge your rig. These high-performance drives deliver incredible speeds and unmatched reliability, perfect for hardcore gamers and creative professionals on the go. So without any further delay, let's dive right in. We're starting with the crucial P3, a great option if you're looking to upgrade your storage without breaking the bank. The big selling point here is the impressive balance between price and performance. This NVMe drive isn't the speediest of all, but it delivers decent enough performance to handle most everyday tasks with no problem. And that perfectly suits casual gamers and regular users who work with media files, but don't necessarily need the absolute fastest drive. One of the ways Crucial keeps the cost down is by using more affordable QLC NAND flash memory. Now, it may not be as lightning quick as the top-tier TLC-based options when you're really pushing it, but we're still talking sequential read and write speeds up to 3,500 megabyte per second. And the 4-lane PCIe Gen 3 SSD ensures consistent speed for general computing, gaming, and light content creation. One thing worth noting is that the P3 lacks a DRAM cache, which can impact performance when the drive is near capacity or under heavy workloads. But for the average user, it should still deliver a pretty zippy experience overall. And it even comes with a 5-year warranty, giving you complete peace of mind. Available in capacities from 500GB up to 4TB, the Crucial P3 is a great choice if you're looking to upgrade your storage on the cheap. It may not be the hottest speed star, but that nice balance between affordability and decent real-world performance is perfect for budget-conscious users who want a reliable, everyday drive. Looking to add a little RGB flair to your gaming setup? ADATA has got just the thing with its XPG Spectrix S40G NVMe drive. This thing isn't just a speedy SSD, it also packs some pretty cool lighting effects to help make your rig as aesthetically pleasing as functional. And that's because the Spectrix S40G lets you customize the RGB lighting using ADATA's XPG software, so you can really make it your own. Now, as for the actual performance, it's a PCIe Gen 3.0 NVMe drive that's available in capacities ranging from 256GB all the way up to 2TB. The read and write speeds aren't quite as mind-blowing as the latest PCIe 4.0 or 5.0 SSDs, but we're still talking up to 3,500 megabytes per second reads and 3,000 megabytes per second writes. Plenty fast for most everyday tasks and gaming. And you can also expect it to sustain that fastness thanks to its SLC caching and DRAM buffer. However, one thing to keep in mind is that the endurance ratings aren't the absolute best, especially on the lower capacity models. So if you're planning on really hammering this drive, you might want to go for the 1TB or 2TB versions, which offer 640TB written and 1280TB written, respectively. But if you're looking for an NVMe SSD that can add a little personality to your setup, the ADATA XPG Spectrix S40G is definitely worth a look. Just be prepared to pay a bit of a premium for that customizable RGB goodness. Next, we have one from WD. Western Digital really took things up a notch with their latest Black SN850X drive. This thing is a serious performer, building on the success of the original SN850 by squeezing even more power out of that PCIe 4.0 interface. Under the hood, you're looking at an improved controller and some newer flash memory tech that helps push the performance to new heights. We're looking at speeds that can rival many of the top PCIe 4.0 SSDs out there. I mean, sequential read speed of up to 7,300 and write speed of up to 6,600 megabyte per second are really impressive stuff, especially considering the price compared to our top 2 picks. Now, if you really want to max out the looks and cooling, you can go for the version that comes with a built-in heatsink and RGB lighting. And WD backs it all up with their dashboard software and a solid 5-year warranty, so you know you're getting quality stuff. Besides, the Game Mode 2.0 feature really lives up to the hype. It automatically optimizes your storage system based on the game you're playing, which is a real plus. The only real downside is a bit ridiculous, though. On AMD motherboards, you'll have to register it to your BIOS manually, which is a bit tricky. WD says they're working on improving that with future firmware updates, so fingers crossed. Overall, this is a seriously well-rounded PCIe 4.0 SSD. If you're looking for a fast, reliable drive with a little extra charm and don't want to shell out for the absolute top-tier options, the WD Black SN850X is definitely worth a close look. It's a great balance of performance, features, and value. Alright, so we've got the Samsung 990 Pro next. The real deal, when it comes to high-end NVMe performance. And as most of you will agree, Samsung is definitely a name you can trust in the storage game, and they've really pulled out all the stops with this latest Gen 4 offering. The speed is the biggest draw here. We're talking sequential read speeds up to 7450 megabytes per second and writes up to 6900 megabytes per second. That's just insane, compared to most Gen 4 NVMe SSDs out there. Meanwhile, Samsung has apparently made some smart efficiency tweaks too, so you don't have to worry about this thing draining your whole power supply. To help keep the 990 Pro running at its best, Samsung's equipped it with a few handy cooling features. There's a nickel-coated controller and an intelligent thermal control algorithm to manage heat. And you can even grab an optional heatsink if you prefer to dissipate heat even further. Plus, you can use their Magician software to monitor the drive's performance and overall health with ease. And let's not forget the 256-bit AES encryption, a nifty bonus for anyone wishing to add that extra layer of security for their data. Now, the big caveat here is the price tag. The 990 Pro is definitely a premium SSD, so you'll need to be willing to make that investment if you want this level of performance. But for hardcore gamers and professionals who demand the absolute best, it could be well worth it. So if you've got the budget for it, this thing is tough to beat. If you're the type who demands nothing but the absolute best when it comes to storage performance, then the crucial T705 is the one you can't go wrong with. This absolute beast of an NVMe drive boasts read speeds of up to a whopping 13,600 megabytes per second and write speeds of up to 10,200 megabytes per second. You might think that's just ridiculous, but remember, it's one of those top-tier PCIe 5.0 SSDs that very few come close to. This best-in-class drive is built to take full advantage of the newest and fastest motherboard and CPU tech out there. If you've got a killer new rig and you really want to maximize the performance, this drive can be a total game changer, especially for things like high-end gaming and content creation workloads. The catch is, all that raw speed can also mean the T705 runs pretty hot, especially if you don't have a solid cooling setup. But if you're willing to invest in a good heatsink or make sure your system has adequate airflow, you can really unleash the full potential of this thing. Now, I won't sugarcoat it. The T705 ain't cheap. We're talking around $155 for the 1 terabyte model, or $185 if you want the version that comes with a built-in heatsink. And since it's built with the cutting-edge Micron 232-layer TLC NAND, you'll also have to have the absolute high-end system to keep up with its class. But for the kind of performance you're getting, it could be a worthwhile investment. At the end of the day, the crucial T705 is for the hardcore performance junkies out there who want to squeeze every last drop of speed out of their storage. Just be ready to invest in the right cooling solution and prepare to pay a bit of a premium for all that goodness. Thanks for sticking around. If you're looking for more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button on the channel. And don't forget to click the bell icon too, so you'll get notified every time we drop a new video at FlexiViews.